This single camera right here can save you thousands of dollars, and here is why.
Are you okay?
Hey guys, it's carsonmtech here, back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be checking out a dash cam made by VanTrue that is known as their VanTrue Dashcam N2 model. I do want to mention here up front that VanTrue did reach out to me and send me this product for free, but I'm by no means being paid to say anything in this video, so everything in this is my own opinions and they're not paying me to say anything. But anyways, with that being said and the unboxing already having been done, I'm going to begin by talking about some of the features of this camera. First and foremost, this dash cam is a little bit different than others that you can find for one reason, and that is that this has a dual camera setup. There is of course the main forward-facing camera, which can shoot in full 1080p HD for the outside of your vehicle, and the second camera is placed so that it can face inside of your vehicle and show the passengers and also what can be seen through your rear window. The inside-facing camera is adjustable by, I would say, about give or take 45 degrees, so then you can get the perfect angle for inside your vehicle no matter where you end up placing it on your windshield. And speaking of mounting, this comes with a mount which I would have to say is pretty well built and hasn't fallen from my windshield after having it placed on there for over 2 weeks now via a suction cup mount that also connects the camera to its charger via its USB micro B port. The cable for the installation in vehicles that it comes with spans 10 feet, so you'll be sure to have enough to run from up in the middle of your windshield, down the side of your trim, and then to your nearest 12-volt cigarette lighter socket. Setting all of this up is a breeze, and the menus are pretty easily laid out and simple to get through. And basically, if you've ever went and owned a GoPro and went through those menus, it's kind of a similar experience, but it's definitely a little bit more intuitive, with it having a couple more buttons than you can use to get around, rather than the typical 2 that you can find on a GoPro when you're getting through those menus. So, taking a quick look inside of the menus of this camera, if anybody is interested, there is of course the main system setup. In these settings you can find things such as the language, the time setup, the car number set, which is the thing that it displays at the bottom, which I currently have set to Carson CRV, and that's basically, you know, just the typical things that you can find there. Next up is GPS setup, which this is not useful if you just have the camera itself, because you do need a $20 add-on mount in order to get GPS functionality. So with that GPS functionality, if you do choose to spend the extra $20, with that you will be able to see the speed that your vehicle is traveling at and the exact location that it is at on the recording itself if you have that extra accessory. The next menu that you'll find is the recording setup, and within here you can adjust things such as the video recording quality and other things in regards to the recording itself. After that you will find the last setup menu on this camera, which actually isn't a setup menu at all. It is just your files, which this is where you can go and see and review the videos and photos that you have taken with this camera on the fly. So it's definitely not the best if you're wanting to go and see something in detail, but it is nice if you're wanting to go and quickly review something that just happened on the camera without having to go and worrying about plugging your camera into your computer or taking out the micro SD card. But anyways, now that I've spoken about the setup process, you're likely wanting to see a couple of shots through this camera to get the full experience of how well it performs. So with that in mind, here are some shots that I've gotten from this camera in my own vehicle while driving around in the past couple of weeks. So as you can see, this is just an internal view right now of the with this camera, and it is definitely 720p, so you're not going to be getting the greatest quality out of it. I haven't really listened to the microphone audio from this very much, but considering you're not really going to be like vlogging with this, it's probably not the best audio, but you know, it's at least a microphone that it comes with. Some cameras don't have a microphone at all, so it's plus that it at least has that. Looking outside though with the camera, it is definitely a bump up in quality. It's still not the best quality that you can get from a camera like this, but considering the price and everything else with the camera, it is a pretty good looking dash cam. So just taking a look here at the nighttime test, this is a little bit more interesting. I have not actually looked at the footage from this yet on my computer, so I'm not sure how it is. This is how a typical car would be if their lows are on and if their brights are turned on. This is what you would be seeing. So the visibility from the camera is, I would guess, probably pretty average, but yeah, so this is just a night test. As you can see, the quality that comes from this camera, at least from the outside sensor, is pretty decent, especially considering this is a $150 dual dash cam. The internal camera, on the other hand, is just basically like any other 720p camera that you have out there on the market, which is that it is okay, but it's definitely leaving you wanting something like 1080p quality. But something that I would like to mention right now that I feel is probably best to mention is that there is a more expensive version available of this same camera with the dual cameras, and that one has a better main camera quality at a solid 1440p. And also, the internal camera can shoot at full 1080p HD with the availability to enable infrared vision at night, so you'll be able to see inside your vehicle even when it's dark. This all comes at a cost of only $50 more than this model, with, I would think, an adequate amount of trade-off in bump of performance for the price. However, I don't want that higher price model to discourage any part of this review, as the N2 is still a great performing dash cam and has worked extremely well, even though it does lack some of the features of the $200 model. With all this being said, there were a couple of things that I didn't necessarily like about this camera, and that is starting off with the cord that comes in the box to plug the camera into your vehicle. Now, I'm all about companies including necessary adapters to plug their products in and charge them. However, this camera comes with a micro B USB cable that is attached directly to the 12-volt adapter through its cable. I realize that this adapter does come with a built-in USB Type A plug, so then you can plug in a phone cable if you'd like. However, before I owned this camera, I already have a plug that has 4 different USB plugs on it, in which I would have had a space to just simply plug this camera in if the end of the cable would have just terminated with a typical USB Type A male connector. But now, since this cord is built into the adapter, I have zero way of using my existing adapter, and I have to go and end up using theirs instead, unless I go out and purchase another cable myself, which isn't ideal. But I can't really see this being a huge problem for most people, but for me it was definitely quite frustrating knowing that I'm losing a solid 3 ports just to plug this in instead. Anyways, another downside with this camera is that with it being the cheaper model of the VanTrue camera series, I did not really like the fact that the internal camera is basically pointless when you are using it in the dark. If there's no light inside your vehicle, you're not going to be able to see at all. I realize that adding infrared may have been slightly more expensive, but like, even if they had just a couple infrared LED built into this rear camera so that they could provide some internal light to the camera during nighttime, it would have been much better than just the black screen that you get currently in the dark, because it can't see anything in the dark without infrared. But with those things being said, I still do believe that this is an incredibly great investment, that if you're looking for a starting model camera to put into your vehicle to prevent you from any future problems that you may have down the road, this is a great device to fill that need. Not only is it easy to set up, easy to use, and comes with some great features that I wasn't even able to mention all entirely in this video, I really do believe that this is a great camera to buy and put into your vehicle. If I would go and repurchase this camera myself though, I would definitely opt to pay just the extra $50 for the $200 VanTrue Dashcam N2 Pro model, which would have both the higher quality outside camera and the internal camera, and that night vision that would allow you to really be able to truly see inside the vehicle at night. But if you are interested in purchasing this camera or the other one that I mentioned in this video, I will be leaving links to purchase them down in the description below. So if you're interested, go check down there and you should be able to find them there. But with that being said, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to let me know by clicking that thumbs up button down below. And if you'd like to see future videos from me, consider clicking that subscribe button down below. If you'd like to watch my last video, that should be up there, and some random video should be down there. But anyways, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Peace.